Hi, Stu here from Taunton Leisure. We're on day 4 now of our African Shintail training walk, and today, this morning, I thought I'd talk to you about the differences between Hilleberg tents, red and yellow label. So let's have a look at them, see what we've got at our campsite. So we've got pitched today the ANJAN 3 GT, this one here, and the KAITUM 2 GT, this one. So these are two great tents for backpacking trips. In most conditions, yellow label are 3-season tents and red label are 4-season tents, so they can be used in everything, including snowy conditions above the tree line. Yellow label is really for kind of 3-season trips, but most of the time around in the UK, as long as you're not in the snow too often. So what's the differences between these tents? I'll go through a few details with you now. The yellow label tents use a Kerlon 1000 fly sheet, which has an 8 kilo tear strength, whereas the red label tent uses a Kerlon 1200, which has a 12 kilo tear strength. So it's a heavier weight fly sheet, it's more robust, it's going to stand up to abuse a bit better, so in rough conditions it's going to be a more reliable fabric. The downside is it does way more. The yellow label tents, because they're designed for 3 seasons, have got increased ventilation around the fly sheet. So you can see on this one here how the fly sheet cuts away between the poles and it does it all the way around the tent. This maximises the airflow to reduce condensation in the tent during warmer conditions. Whereas on the red label tent here, the KAITUM, the ground sheet comes right down to the floor, and that stops wind coming in. So if it's really cold, it stops the wind blowing into the tent and making you feel a lot colder, feeling a lot colder. So in warm conditions, this tent can be quite hard to vent, especially some of the other red label tents. With the yellow label tent, you get 2mm guy lines. So this is a slightly thinner, lighter weight guy line than the 3mm ones you get on the red label tent. So again, sacrificing a bit of durability for saving weight on the yellow label, and you get a lighter weight peg. So let's see what we got here. You get a lightweight Y peg as opposed to a longer, more heavier duty V peg you get with the red label tents. With the yellow label tents, with this GT model, you still only get one entrance, which is this single zip here, and it is a lighter weight gauge zip on this than you'll find in the yellow tents. Also with the yellow label tents, the main sleeping compartments, the door is completely mesh, there's no fabric backer on it. So when we go have a look at the red label tent, you'll see that you can have a mesh opening or a fabric opening, which is great for most conditions, because you can have it as mesh most of the time, and then when it's really cold you can zip the back up. But that does add quite a significant weight to the tent. They both have the same floor, which is a polyurethane coated 75 denier nylon. It's triple PU coated, so it's got 3 layers of polyurethane on it, and it's got a hydrostatic head of, I believe, 15,000 millimeters, which is super high. So these floors are really robust, really waterproof, even on a lightweight tent like this one. All the weights and technical specs will be in the description below on this video. And then we'll just have a look at the KAITUM at the inner. Watch your steps down, there's lots of guy lines around. So this one, you've got your mesh, and then on the back of it, I open that up again, a nylon backer, so you can zip that up and that reduces airflow significantly. The other nice thing about this tent, this is a KAITUM range, is it's got vertical walls on the inner. So this is a 2-man version, but right down the end here, there's loads of head height throughout the whole of this tent, which is excellent for lots of room. This has been really popular on this trip. The people have been, the guys have been fighting over using this tent because there's loads of room in it. I mean, for 2 people, it's absolutely cavernous. and it's got a porch at both ends. So there's actually another porch at the back here, a smaller one than the front, but this is available in a GT or non-GT version. And you can also buy in a heavier weight version called a Kerlon, or you can buy the lighter weight version called a Hilleberg. So the Hilleberg is great for most UK conditions. The KAITUM is a really good option for if you're planning on doing some winter trips, and then the Kerlon if you're after like a real expedition grade tent, and that's a black label tent, which we'll do a separate video on black label tents another time. You get 2 high level vents on this tent, the KAITUM, and then on other tents in the red label range you get at least 1 high level vent depending on which model it is. Venting is really important on these Hilleberg tents because it helps to reduce condensation significantly. If you don't have much ventilation, you get lots of condensation, which I discovered in another tent from another manufacturer on this trip. So that's it for the differences really in the 2 models. Both of them have a hydrostatic head of 5,000 mil on the fly sheet as well, so that's similar. It's really the weight saving is what you're going for, and the use, what you're using it for is really important to think about. If you're only planning on using it for summer, spring backpacking trips, a yellow label tent is a really good option to go for. So thanks so much for watching this video. Take care.